One sunny day, a kind boy named Arian was playing in the school playground. He wished for something special to draw with. Suddenly, under a bench, Arian found a shiny golden pencil. He picked it up. Arian drew a juicy red apple. Pop! It became real, round and delicious. He saw a hungry puppy. Don't worry, little one. Arian drew a bowl of yummy food. Suddenly, the food appeared. The puppy wagged its tail happily, eating every bite. Later, his friends looked sad. No toys, they cried. Arian drew a colorful ball and a soaring kite. Whoosh! The toys jumped off the page. His friends cheered. Yay, thank you, Arian. Arian realized the magic pencil was wonderful, but the real magic was his kindness. He decided to always use it to bring smiles and help others in small, thoughtful ways. And so, Arian continued to spread joy, proving that a kind heart is the greatest magic of all.
Under the tender morning sun, Mino meticulously gathered the last of the season's vibrant carrots. Pip the rabbit, bright-eyed and hopeful, approached, admiring Mino's overflowing bounty. Mino hesitated, then declined Pip's simple request, a flicker of possessiveness in their eyes. Pip turned away, a quiet sadness in their gait, leaving Mino alone with their full basket. A sudden misstep, and the basket tumbled, spilling precious carrots into the swift stream. Mino watched in horror as the harvest was carried away, despair washing over them. From a distance, Pip observed Mino's distress, then sprang into action, wading into the cold stream. Pip handed Mino a salvaged carrot, a gentle smile, an unspoken message of forgiveness. Professor Hoot, the wise owl, observed the scene, offering a quiet reminder about shared kindness. Mino, with a genuine smile, shared the remaining carrots, fostering a renewed connection.
Leo, a curious boy, loved his grandma's stories, especially when struggling with big feelings. One day, Grandma Elena began sharing whispers of wisdom from ancient traditions. The first whisper was about forgiveness, understanding others, even when it's hard. Next, she spoke of belonging and finding peace, helping others feel included. Then, the whisper of caring for those you love, embracing responsibility. He learned of loneliness and finding strength, facing his own frustrations. Leo realized forgiving his friend for a misunderstanding was proving very difficult. Grandma spoke of yearning for truth and finding completion, inspiring clarity. Finally, the whisper of trust and surrender, letting go of worries. Leo felt a shift. He made amends, understanding the wisdoms, his heart now filled with peace.
The disciples, heartbroken, gathered in a quiet room, the weight of Friday's events heavy on their souls. A somber Sabbath began. The world seemed still, mirroring their grief for Jesus who was in the tomb. Mary Magdalene remembered Jesus' gentle words, "I am the resurrection and the life." A tiny spark of hope. Peter, lost in thought, recalled Jesus' miracles, healing the sick, feeding the hungry. Love was his message. In the stillness, a deep sense of connection to Jesus' spirit began to grow, transcending physical loss. They realized Jesus had transformed them, teaching courage and unwavering faith even in darkness. The silence of the tomb felt immense, yet their hearts yearned for the promised new beginning. A shared, silent vigil, holding hands, united by their profound love for Jesus and his teachings. They closed their eyes, feeling Jesus' love around them, knowing death wasn't the final word. A quiet peace settled, transforming their grief into patient, hopeful anticipation for Sunday's dawn.
David wakes, hand instinctively reaching, first light of dawn barely touching his room. His phone glows, a cascade of notifications illuminating his face in the dim pre-dawn. 40 hurried minutes later, he rushes out, the unspoken prayers a heavy silence behind him. In his car, loud, shallow music blasts, just noise as the city blurs past his window. At work, he smiles, laughs, performs, but deep within, a hollow ache begins to settle. Evening finds him home, exhausted, slumping onto the couch, phone back in his hand. Endless scrolling, perfect digital lives flashing by, feeding an unacknowledged soul weariness. Suddenly, he lowers the phone, the digital glow extinguished, plunging his room into true silence. In the profound quiet, a stark question echoes. When did I truly speak to God from the heart? He realizes, not sin, but slow, silent disconnection from profound meaning. A new light dawns within.
Distant rain kissed the clay roofs of the small village, a familiar lullaby for Rhys. Day after day, he watched the sky from his mud house, a quiet observer of the endless grey. One morning, a tiny sprout pushed through the cracked earth near his doorstep, defying the gloom. Rhys felt a pull, a quiet urge to protect this fragile new life against the constant dampness. He started clearing debris, his hands once idle, now working with a nascent purpose. The villagers, accustomed to his quiet, noticed the change, some with curiosity, some with doubt. A storm brewed, threatening to wash away his small efforts and the sprout's tender hope. Rhys worked tirelessly, building a small shelter for the plant, his determination defying the deluge. The storm passed. Beneath his makeshift roof, the sprout stood, a vibrant green stronger than before. Rhys looked at his hands, then at the sky, a quiet resolve replacing the years of gentle melancholy.
3 legends, a Mustang, Challenger, and Camaro, sat forgotten in a dim garage, their once bright paint dulled, their powerful engines silent. Elias, a mechanic with a profound respect for true craftsmanship, approached, his gaze sharp, assessing their weary forms. Broken headlights and taillights, cracked grills, and silenced engines told a story of neglect. Elias knew his task. Weeks turned into months of meticulous work. Every dent, every corroded bolt, every silent piston demanded attention. The initial engine coughs were weak, far from the powerful roars they once promised for an advertisement. Elias sourced authentic parts, ensuring every new headlight and taillight glowed with original brilliance, true to their heritage. With new, clear eyes, the engines roared to life, each a distinctive, powerful melody echoing through the workshop. The Challenger's engine pulsed with raw might. The Camaros hummed with agile strength, ready for their moment. Under the bright studio lights, their new headlights cut through the darkness. Their engine sounds a symphony of reborn power. Elias's integrity had not just fixed cars. He had resurrected legends, ready to roar into their future, bright and true.
As the sun began to rise on a solemn day, Jesus walked towards a hill called Calvary. Even with a heavy cross on his shoulder, his heart was full of love for everyone. His mother Mary watched with profound sorrow, her heart aching, but her love for her son was stronger than any pain. Despite his own suffering, Jesus offered words of comfort to those who wept for him, sharing a message of kindness and hope. The path was long and difficult, but a stranger, Simon, stepped forward to help carry the heavy burden, showing unexpected kindness. Finally, they reached the top of Calvary, a barren, rocky hill. Jesus prepared for the greatest act of love the world would ever know. Even as he was lifted onto the cross, Jesus forgave those who hurt him, teaching us about boundless empathy and compassion. Mary and John stood at the foot of the cross, their hearts breaking, yet they stayed, a silent testament to unwavering love. As the day turned to dusk, Jesus breathed his last, giving his life complete to God, his heart touched by empathy. Though sadness filled the air, the message of Good Friday, of kindness, empathy, and forgiveness began to spread, forever changing hearts.
In the quiet hum of her workshop, Serafina meticulously restored forgotten relics, her world defined by dust in the past. A mysterious package arrived, containing a broken music box unlike any she had seen, hinting at untold stories. Deep within, hidden beneath intricate gears, she discovered a faded, unfinished letter, whispering of a lost love. The melody was fractured, much like the words, compelling Serafina to mend both the instrument and the unspoken tale. Her search led her to Elias, an eccentric archivist whose knowledge might unlock the music box's secrets and the letter's past. Elias revealed the story of two separated lovers, and Serafina felt a profound connection, their yearning echoing her own unspoken loneliness. Guided by Elias, she worked tirelessly, each delicate repair a step closer to completing the music box's melody and the letter's plea. Finally, the music box played its full, poignant tune, and Serafina, writing the last lines, finished the letter with her own hopeful heart. At the garden where the lovers once met, she placed the finished letter, not as an ending, but as a new beginning for herself. Back in her workshop, Serafina greeted a new client, her eyes now reflecting a warmth and openness she'd found through connection.